We are in active negotiations. Policies violate state law. We have they just passed it. They didn't bargain to try to implement this enrollment teacher got
So 3 minutes late. Eli, if that's you, please leave.
I just want to make sure.
Hello and welcome. The board meeting should be starting soon. It was supposed to start about 3 minutes ago, but it seems the board is not here.
I think my original open letter beginning of the year when these policies came out like 4 or 5 months ago, an open letter which got sent to the entire city. We were very clear how we were trying to policies.
I know, where are they?
And I wonder, does the administration have their own unit? Like,
Look, here they are.
You'll see on the board reports, you'll see normally RTA, RESPA, and RAP. And that's the administrators, but they're not a union. They have an association, but it's not a union. They don't have their own bargain for contracts.
so we can't do anything about the equipment.
Yes, they have.
Where's everyone else?
Basically, so you understand the function how a house school board and the district works is like chain of command. The board hires superintendent. Everybody under their chancellors to work.
It's only the white supremacists.
We all have to abide by board policies, but the board administrators help them and they have to try to find
Where is everyone? It's only the white supremacists.
state law. So yeah, it puts a lot of our administrators in tight spots.
Dear Lloyd, please don't let them be the only 2 people at the meeting. Then they couldn't vote.
We don't have to.
Thank you.
I clarified it a little bit.
Here we go.
And then the woman.
Well, she was looking right at me. It was too perfect. It was too perfect. It was too perfect. I held up this. They started looking at me, so I held up the sign, and Candy read it and made an angry face. Hello there. People are just now arriving, and I somehow pissed off Candy Olson. I'm like, they're just now arriving, and I already pissed off Candy Olson. Oh well. Hello, everyone's just now arriving, and apparently I've already pissed off Candy Olson by showing a sign that, this sign in particular. Woo! Racism. good one.
No, I got some mental use. I didn't notice the email come in because I've been fighting a migraine.
No, probably not.
Got our full release for my
I'll look across the big stuff.
Is the stack bigger than it was last time?
I don't think so. Maybe add.
There's so much going on.
Mom, the stack's probably as big as it was last time, maybe more.
Yeah, teaching full time and then trying to a lot. I got 12 years of retirement. I'm not doing it for 12 years. I'll put it that way. I don't think anybody should be in leadership for 12 years. Too much time in that chair.
We're live with the meeting and it should start soon.
I'm definitely trying to get us through the next election. 2 years. I got this year and I got the election next year. Let's see how that goes. Always.
I am. This is my second time.
The only the second time I've been brave enough to come, so most of the time I'm just like angry in my own home. Like, that was, you know?
Are you fucking serious?
Right.
I am. I'm not surprised.
It's still
45 seconds.
Oh, I bet. That's why I cut each and every one of my speeches down to 45 seconds.
I have permission to do it too.
I should have made signs to sit up for me.
Figuring out the cards and figuring out what we actually have this evening. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:13.
More time.
Thank you all for coming. Welcome everybody. Before we get this evening, I'd like to say thanks to several people while they're looking through these cards. First, I want to thank Superintendent Cabral for your tireless work helping us together and answering numerous questions week after week for us. To Consuelo Lozada for your continued administrative help with anything the board needs. We appreciate you. To our PIO, Christine Stevens, thank you for always being ready and willing to assist with information needed to be conveyed to our public. And to our media team, Rebecca, Karen, and Christine for capturing all that we do. Cabinet members Jason Hill, Lisa Pruitt, Patty Miller, and Dr. Rudy Wilson, thank you for being here late into the night for every meeting. I appreciate you. To Kristen, Anna, Nicole, and Christine, thank you for your help in collecting speaker cards. These meetings would not run as smoothly without your help. A huge thank you to our SROs and our safety team. You ladies and gentlemen are amazing. Thank you so much for keeping these emotionally charged meetings safe and secure for everyone. And to our tech team, I want to thank you all for your work you do behind the scenes, from preparing presentations, coordinating our live streaming of these meetings, and keeping all the technology up and running. Thank you so much. And to Nick, our custodian, you are appreciated more than you'll ever know. This boardroom is always spotless. Finally, I want to thank our teachers, librarians, and other staff members who engage in our board meetings. I respect and appreciate your passion and willingness to continue to show up and advocate for your beliefs.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Okay, so we're going to do the pledge of allegiance. Please rise, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Board Member Ellen Quintero. Present.
Woo!
Board Member Wilson. Board Member Wilson. Here. Vice President Ryan. Present. And I am here. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with flexibility? So moved. Thank you. Thank you, Candy. And with the flexibility, I'd like to pull 13 as services consent items S, T, and U. And also 14 and 16. Human resources action items, pull letter A.
13 S, T, and E.
To clarify, what the board is motioning for is 13S, which is board policy 5010, notification, T, AR 50 notification.
They're trying to move parental notification.
145.3 non-discrimination harassment. The reason for the action that the board is proposing to take at the moment is due to the Office of the Attorney General, who we have an agreement with, is reviewing both 5010 and C-147.
Good, you should be sued.
The board is
Can I just comment? You are interrupting people.
The board is taking action right now. The proposal is to wait for that review.
All right, thank you.
So any of the ones
So basically my entire script. Got it.
Second. Board Member Ayala Quintero. Aye. Board Member Olson.
yeah, all that.
President Redlands. Aye. Vice President Holland. Aye. Clerk Wilson. Aye. Motion carried 5-0.
So they're moving basically my entire script.
The minutes from June 2nd, 2025 and June 6th, 2025 special board of education meetings. So moved. A second? Second. Any discussion on that? All right, call for the vote. Board Member Ayala Quintero. Aye. Board Member Olson. Aye. President Redlands. Aye. Vice President Holland. Aye. Clerk Wilson? Aye. Motion carried, 5-0. In closed session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to appoint J.J. Martinez to the position of principal of the middle school, effective July 9, 2025, at step 5 of the management team salary schedule. J.J., do you have any family here tonight?
I do. So, which is the reason we all do what we do, right? My two boys, Raven and Robbie. And then my wife, my biggest supporter, is Allison Martinez.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
In closed session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Brian Davenport to the position of assistant principal at Citrus Valley High School, effective to be determined at step 1 of the management team salary schedule. Brian.
My daughter, Katarina, who's going to be a junior at Rev. My youngest, Lainey, who's a kindergartner at Crafton. And my best friend and my best supporter, Melanie, my wife.
In closed session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Dr. Griffith Davidson to the position of assistant principal at Redlands High School, effective July 9, 2025, at step 5 of the management team salary schedule. Britta, are you here? Oh, okay. Well, we welcome her anyway. In closed session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Amy Pry to the position of coordinator for special education.
So just this one?
Yeah.
Effective July 9, 2025, at step 5
Alright,
of
can
the
you pair
management team salary schedule. Amy, are you here? No, but we'll welcome you to her new position.
It's fine.
Session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to terminate the employment of classified employee 2024-25-20, effective July 9, 2025, pursuant to Education Code Section 45113, and direct the superintendent or designee to send out appropriate legal notices.
Can you hold it?
In closed session, the board unanimously took action to accept the superintendent's recommendation to immediately suspend without pay and to proceed to terminate the employment contract of certificated employee 2024-25-21 pursuant to Education Code Section 45123 and direct the superintendent or designee to send out appropriate legal notices. We now have a presentation from the San Bernardino Community College District. Welcome to Chancellor Rodriguez. Hello.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Jose Torres. The Executive Vice Chancellor for San Bernardino Community College District. Our Chancellor Senator regrets she could not be here, that she is pending to a personal emergency matter, that she is in the hospital with a dear family member, so apologies for that. But I'm here to represent our district. Our district represents both Crafton Hills College and San Bernardino Valley College, and I have a question for you all. Who here has attended one of those two institutions and or have family members that this is always one of my favorite parts that I love how the impact that both colleges have. So before we give you an update of what we're doing as a district in the community impact that we're making, I would like to show you a video of kind of demonstrate who we are.
Here in the largest county in the United States, big dreams are never home. SBCCD. What do these letters spell? Opportunity. We're home to Crafton Hills College, San Bernardino Valley College, and our very own PBS and NPR public media station, PCR. This is where our community learns something new every day. From affordable tuition uncompromised quality, over 20,000 bright students. Every year, 2,000 of them graduate to do big things. We're more than higher education. We're an economic engine. In total, we boost our local economy by $720 million every year, building things, supporting local jobs, and helping businesses grow. We also team up with our local schools so young students get a taste of college early on. Our students learn by doing. They clock in over 40,000 hours of community service a year, helping make our neighborhoods even better. And for anyone looking for new career skills or a second chance, our Economic Development and Corporate Training Center is here, welcoming everyone and ready to learn anything. To every neighbor, every taxpayer, know that every dollar, every effort is an investment in our shared future. At SBCCD, every day is about creating opportunities right here at home.
But to finish, I just want to say, I love this video and it highlights our history of almost 100 years next year. It's also important to tell you who we are and the great leadership that we have, the visionaries of our district. Beginning by our board chair, Dr. Redlands who is a resident of the Redlands School District. Our board vice chair, Joseph Williams, our board president, Dr. Richard Ayers, our trustee, John Monville, Frank Reyes, trustee, Dr. Stephanie Houston, trustee as well, trustee Carlos Aguilera, and our two students trustee representing Valley Catholic, Christian Espinosa, and Justin Garcia, our chancellor is there. And then our private field president, who's also residents of Redlands as well, Dr. Kevin Grant. And our newest vice president of the college, Dr. Dylan Contreras. So, all of for the leadership that they provide to our district. So as you can see on the screen, we serve approximately 28,000 students. They come from all over. They get served from Redlands College and Valley College. We serve over 22 cities and community within the geographic area. And we have 7 feeder districts with 100 schools. And also, we think we have over 4 million plus students that we serve through our KBCR, both TV and radio, for they learn something new every single day. Also, I want to talk about how affordable community college is. As you can see there on the screen, our Crafton Hills and Valley College, our cost per attendance is $1,250 per year. You know, when you compare that to a University of California, close to $14,000, even though so not-for-profit 4 years, close to $45,000. So I will go through every single one of the numbers, but you can see the quality and affordability is tremendous in our community colleges. We're also going to offer model career training. There's another video also that I want to show you here to highlight a few of the latest projects that we have done at both of our campuses. So if we can play the video, please.
In 2018, you made a smart investment in the future of the San Bernardino Community College District. Upgrade classrooms, labs, and career training facilities with Measure CC. Here's a quick look at the return on that investment. Over the last 5 years, we didn't just start building new facilities. We started raising the bar for local education with spaces that will strengthen our community, like the future workforce training building at San Bernardino Valley College, the Public Safety Training Center at Crafton Hills College. And we're just getting started. It's about building a cleaner, greener future with solar-powered lighting our classrooms, energy-efficient buildings, and electric vehicle stations helping us all breathe easier. This isn't just about new buildings, it's about lifting our whole community. More than 20,000 local students, veterans, and neighbors are getting hands-on training and the skills they need for good paying careers. And that's good for all of us. We're creating local job opportunities for our neighbors. More than half the people building these projects from right here in our community. $8 million in wages to stay local, and $163 million to supporting the local businesses keep us strong. Great colleges make great communities, and thanks to Measure CC, we've made smart investments in the infrastructure and quality of education at Grafton Hills College and San Bernardino Valley College. Along the way, we've saved taxpayers over $64 million and laid the foundation for something we can all take pride in. This is just the beginning. At the San Bernardino Community College District, your tax dollars are working for a stronger future.
The latest project that is coming online is performing arts. We hope to have you there. It will be a Friday, September 9th. We'll have you there. So, how do we support your students? We have this great thing called Beautiful, where we serve approximately 4,000 students in the entire region. And there are enrolled in our campus work campuses, and 470 students. So thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the local high schools, some structures that we provide as well. It's all a partnership of making sure that we serve youth, that we serve. To show you a little bit of where our students and where we come from, you can see there in the map. The blue dots are all of our students that come from many different areas. We hope that this just highlights where they come from, and we hope that next year, if we get it right, they can see that it does. Some of the classes and courses that our students that were mostly today, as you can see here on the screen, one of the courses is history, and that has a 94% success rate. That's pretty amazing. The success rate that we're doing. You can see there all the decision makers. And we just try to get into how those things as a part of it. So you get those success rates as well. Before we do the end, just want to tell you a little bit more about KBCR, PBS, and NPR on our background. Very proud of the work they're doing there. FNX, First Nation Experience, the first and only TV dedicated to Indigenous people. We also, the show that I want to highlight is Learn With Me, is in collaboration with the county superintendent schools. This show was developed. It is a half-hour show. It's being used instructors, teachers from the region, and it's half of the show, 15 minutes in English, and half of it is in Spanish. It is amazing to see that show as well. So, probably ran out of time, but just wanted to close out by saying thank you again for having us. Thank you for your partnership. We hope to see you at the Colin Power Center, and anytime you're welcome to attend to come visit us at KBCR or any of our campuses. Please feel free to reach out to us. And again, thank you so much for your leadership.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to hear from the Teacher Association, Steve Caperton.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Corral. Last week, I had the honor of representing the Redlands Teachers Association at the National Education Association's Annual Representative Assembly, also known as the RA. The National Educational Association, or NEA, is the largest union in the United States, representing over 3 million members across all 50 states. The RA is the largest democratic body in the world, comprising of over 8,000 representatives who make budgetary and policy decisions. It is an incredibly unique and valuable experience to work with my fellow educators across the country. At the RA, NEA President Becky Pringle reiterated a phrase used by educators across the nation: one job should be enough. In the wealthiest nation in the world, a person should be able to work one job and afford the essentials of life, housing, transportation, and healthcare. However, for many of my members and those who rest them, one job is not enough. We face an affordability crisis in California. A veteran teacher with 20 years of experience can no longer afford to purchase a home in this community. The average monthly rent on a two-bedroom apartment in Redlands is over $2,000 a month. Our employees with families are paying between $600 and $900 a month for a standard HMO. Our funding from the state is not keeping up with the increasing expenses, leaving educators further behind every year. In his last budget presentation, Jason Hill discussed the deficit spending resulting from declining enrollment, low attendance, and inadequate state funding. Redlands Unified needs to devote its limited resources to meeting the needs of our students. As a body, we have a fiduciary duty to spend our dollars wisely and in ways that will improve and will provide the most significant impact on our students. Tonight, this board is set to adopt several new policies and regulations. These policies have stirred controversy in the community and puts Redlands Unified to significant financial costs through litigation. Win, lose, or draw, the costs of litigation are high and will be borne on the backs of our students and employees. Every dollar we spend on litigation is a dollar we don't have to meet the needs of our students.
Yes.
Naturally, this raises the question, why is the board placing our financial interests at risk? What clear evidence of need has arisen to necessitate such risk? Unfortunately, the answer to that question is that there is no evidence of need. At the beginning of these discussions, this board agreed to conduct a survey to determine if the problem does exist. No survey was conducted, and no substantive evidence was presented to the community to justify the financial risk that this board is taking tonight. Furthermore, the community has spoken on this matter for the last several months, and the clear and compelling weight of opinion expressed to this board in the form of public speeches, letters, emails, and social media posts has been against taking these actions. In ignoring the pleas of the community, it has been argued that the result of the last election has created a mandate to pass such policies. However, this too is incorrect. Michelle, when you ran for office, these issues were not part of your problem. They did not come out this year. Candy, congratulations on your win, but you did win a plurality vote. There were 3 candidates. 57% of voters in your area did not support the plan. You won a majority of your district by less than 200 votes. Taken as a whole, it is clear that this board lacks the political mandate of the voters to implement these policies and risk our financial health. As an elected representative of a large and diverse constituency, I understand the tension between my personal beliefs and my duties to the elected by whom I represent. I must continually weigh the impacts of my decisions against the overall health of the entity and strive to fulfill my legal and moral obligations in my role. I serve all of my members, not just those who are for me. Tonight, I ask this board to avoid an unforced error. No proof of harm has been presented, and no mandate exists that requires this board to take action on these agenda items. The Redlands Teachers Association remains firm in its commitment to our students and members, and will do everything within our power to meet this commitment. I ask this board to do the same.
Moving on to board committee reports, does anybody have anything to report?
There wasn't a meeting, the last meeting, so
Okay, we are up next tomorrow. Okay. All right, thank you. So, thank you. Superintendent Cabral, do you have anything to report? Okay, we're going to be moving on to public participation, and I have something I'd like to say. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank all those who have called me and sent letters, emails, and texts, thanking me for working hard to make sure these policies are fair and balanced, and that they consider all our students and families. I've been deeply touched and quite frankly overwhelmed by the significant amount of support I've received over the past few weeks, and I'm grateful for your prayers and encouragement during all these difficult times. It's been a challenging few weeks with letters, including inaccurate and inflammatory language being sent to nonprofit boards that I am seeking board members at these two amazing local nonprofit organizations, and from my fellow parishioners at my church. They have not only offered their support and prayers, they have also encouraged me to continue to lead with compassion and integrity in spite of what has been happening.
What compassion?
They know that the communications clearly do not represent me. As an example, it is unfair and inaccurate that some are labeling me as an anti-LGBTQIA+.
You're not doing it either,
Let me
babe.
be clear, I am not anti-LGBTQIA+ for anybody in that community. Although not acknowledged or recognized by some, I have worked hard to make sure these policies are considerate of all families and students and are fair and balanced, while focusing on academics in the classroom, encouraging parental involvement in their children's education, and having age-appropriate material in our school libraries and media centers that do not contain sexually explicit content. I strongly encourage us all to focus on the content of the policies, rather than discarding them based on misinformation or lack of understanding. I have had several people contact me to discuss them, and when reviewed, they recognize how balanced they are for all students. I will continue to act professionally and be welcoming to all, exemplifying the kind and respectful behavior that we hope to pass on to our children. A legacy of kindness, courage, and conviction in doing what is right, even when it's hard. And with that, I want to remind everyone that disruptions during the meeting will not be tolerated. In order to maintain a safe and orderly and productive environment, we ask that all attendees be mindful of the norms of civil discourse. This includes refraining from personal attacks, maintaining appropriate language and tone, and respecting the time limits during public comment. If disruptions continue, individuals may be asked to leave or escorted from the meeting in order to maintain a respectful and orderly environment. Our commitment is to listen. Every member of this board is here to serve our students and families and staff of Redlands Unified. We appreciate your presence, your input, and your partnership as we work together to support the success and well-being of every student in our district. Now, so on to the public participation. Community and preferred agenda items. Members of the public may address the board on matters within its jurisdiction by submitting a completed registration card to the clerk or designated staff member prior to the start of public comment on the agenda items. This is not a forum for debate. Policy-related complaints will be referred to the superintendent. When called, the speaker may proceed to the podium to state the name and trustee area and speak for the allotted time. The amount of time will be announced by the board president before the first speaker begins and will not exceed 3 minutes. How many speaker cards do you have tonight?
Roughly 225 on, that we have at our agenda items. We spent a little bit of time pulling cards that had to do with items STU, which are 3 policies that were pulled by the board that started.
How many cards?
I didn't count this.
There's a total of 321 cards, minus one report to you.
Bring it back to a minute. Bring it back to a minute.
So we're going to have 45 seconds to speak. 45. Okay, so we'll call the first speaker. Call the first 3, I guess, right?
Okay, our first speaker is John Berry, followed by Valerie Davis, followed by Jennifer
Items 13, P, and Q. The Supreme Court has recently upheld the Texas case that ID can be required to report. That landmark decision should be tracking these two policies. But keep in mind that the Supreme Court has long ruled that obscenity is not protected by the First Amendment. Item 13R, it's an absolutely horrible idea that pride flags should be allowed on a teacher's desk. Teachers have the power of authority over students. A pride flag on a teacher's desk is not only undue influence, but it's also a abuse.
Only the American flag should be displayed in a classroom because it stands as the sole, unwavering symbol of our nation's identity, freedom, and unity that binds us. Any other flag, sectional or political, does not do that. None of those. Sexual content has no place in our public schools because it undermines age-appropriate education, exposes minors to inappropriate, and distracts from the core mission, which is academics. And some of you who want to keep these books accessible to children because one of them may relate to it, a scene or an incest story, that child needs a good therapist, not a book in a public school library that could actually re-traumatize them instead of offering real support. Thank you.
Just because you clap loud doesn't mean it does anything. I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't.
Good evening. This is about the letter to Bill 1312.2. One of the major problems with this proposed policy, which many of you have supported, regardless of strong community opposition, is that though the district policy as it is written now allows for a parent or guardian to determine what their child will not access, this policy expands parents' power to stop my child from accessing materials. I do not want other children's parents barring my children from reading books. I do not want other people's beliefs or opinions about what constitutes so-called sexually explicit or so-called inappropriate vulgarity or obscene books to stop my child from accessing those books that have been reviewed by expert librarians. California law says students should be able to access diverse materials, and the policy you're proposing violates that.
Followed by Erico Grossman, and then followed by Cheryl Rain. Okay, sorry, actually, after I missed Jenny Cross. Yeah.
My name is Cooper, I'm from trustee area 2. Revision to 1312 to short censorship.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can you hold on 1 second? 1 second, I'll let you start over. Just a second. Okay, Cooper, I'm sorry. Can you start this time over?
What's happening?
Revision to 1312 is a shortcut procedure. We're proposing a process that sidesteps educators and gives political agendas a direct line to ban books. By fast-tracking complaints about sexual content, you're opening the door to coordinated attacks, especially against books with LGBTQ+ characters or themes of racial justice. This isn't about protecting kids, it's about making sure certain kids don't see themselves at all. That's not leadership, it's cowardice. If you vote for this, you're not defending children, you're silencing them. History will remember exactly who. On the board policy 6000, it's not a policy, it's a cleanup, it's a cover-up. You're stripping equity language so you don't have to be accountable to the students who need you most. You're saying the quiet part out loud. Equity makes you uncomfortable. Evidence-based practices are inconvenient. You want a job that's easy, not one. The students of color, queer students, disabled students, they're all watching you. If you can't say your job is to serve every student, then you don't belong on this board. We all know the policy isn't neutral. It's a backdoor ban on pride flags, Black Lives Matter flags, and anything that affirms the existence of students, even there's no harm. Not preserving tradition, you're enforcing silence, and all of the students watching see that. If inclusion makes some adults uncomfortable, that's not a reason to erase it. It's a reason to fight harder for it. Pass this, and your message is clear. Some students matter here, and some don't. You feel ashamed to try to teach them.
Next up, Jenny. Oh. Jenny Crossan, Erica. Sorry. Welcome, Jenny. Thank you. This board has repeatedly shown its willingness to risk our tax dollars by putting us in the crosshairs with state law. The book challenge policy versus AB 1078 state policy could cost us millions. It's true of this policy as well as the parent notification policy. This is not fiscal responsibility. This is 100% reckless culture war policy. As a volunteer, I take this recklessness personally. It's a slap in the face to all the parents who spend their time, and I know you know this, Michelle, as a PTA member in the past that I've actually worked with. We spend our time and our own money to support classrooms, PTAs, booster clubs. We work so hard as volunteers to add money to our programs, and with these votes, we could undo all of that with one vote. Happy Pride Month, happy Disability Pride Month. Project 2025 and this annual public education. So perhaps Candy and Jenna will welcome to those that cost us millions. The federal government has already moved to withhold $7 billion from public schools. Meanwhile, holding 2 board meetings every month driven by Candy and Janet to push for these harmful policies has led to prolonged sessions, increased security staff, and costly overtime pay. You're sitting there draining resources from our district. Some of the school counselors and librarians have already lost their jobs. Who's next? Texas held its school board elections this past May, and voters overwhelmingly rejected candidates who supported book bans and pushed anti-LGBT policies. Even in conservative districts, people are rejecting censorship because that's not what democracy looks like. I want to share a quote from James Baldwin, one of America's greatest civil rights voices. I imagine one of the reasons people cling to their hate so stubbornly is because they sense once hate is gone, they'll be forced to deal with pain. Have the courage to confront yourself with honesty and truth. Whatever pain you may feel in face of discrimination is nothing compared to the pain endured daily by those who are its targets. Very good. With this policy, you're even trying to restrict what teachers can display on the desk. That's not just overreach, it may violate constitutional protections and California's anti-discrimination law. Some classrooms feature Christian messages within symbols, even Laker and Dodger flags alongside the American flag. Will you be fighting for that, or just the pride flags and Black Lives Matter signs because those are the ones you disagree with? That's viewpoint discrimination, and courts have ruled that unconstitutional. Stop draining resources from our schools. Go find a hobby that doesn't spend taxpayer money. Thank you.
who are already marginalized.
Next up, we have Peter Kane, followed by
Quinn.
and followed by Melanie. Welcome, Peter.
Peter Kane, parents, teachers, students, all our university LGBTQ students and their community at large. This proposed flag and counter policy is extremely hard and harmful, to say the least. Michelle, I don't know why you continue taking notes as you are right now. Because you vote against the overwhelming majority of the Redlands community as we continue to voice our displeasures meeting after meeting. If you continue to vote with them, I hope you feel completely unwelcome on our USD campuses, at your church, and in the Redlands general public because you are betraying our community.
Woohoo!
We love you, keep fighting, this too shall pass.
Bravo!
Welcome, Quinn.
I should have 3. Also, please pause my timer. Thank you. I should have 3 cards. Okay, thank you. Hello, board. My name is student Quinn Shea. I'm an incoming 8th grader at Yamaco Middle School. I'd first like to speak on item number 1312.2, approve revision of administrative regulation complaints. Concerning library or media center materials, this would allow loopholes to perpetually ban books. It wouldn't value librarians and it would conflict with California law and could cause lawsuits. This is mainly breaking the law AB 1078, a law designed to prohibit book banning in schools and ensure students have access to diverse instructional materials. I'm just saying, get ready for the lawsuits. Both me and everyone here know they will be coming. Hello board, as I said before, my name is Quinn Shea. Anyways, the reason I'm speaking on item letter Q, section 13 is due to the fact that this would prohibit so-called obscene material without explaining what you would call obscene. This also ties into number 1312.2, which is attempting to ban books. If both items are accepted, they could be qualified as censorship, which just alone, these first 2 policies that I've spoken on tonight, already give you 3 Brown Act violations. Do better, you should be ashamed. Just do better. I would also like to speak on possible board policy 6115, also known as letter R, section 13. This is just another cut, let's be honest, this is just another cut and paste of the Chino and Temecula policy, which this board seems to do a lot. If this is passed, it can be counted as discriminatory towards LGBTQ students and staff. This exact type of litigation cost Temecula upwards of $100,000 US and was rescinded once they lost the lawsuit. Do we really want to lose $100,000 over flags? I say vote no. Keep the flags. The representation shows people who they are. Just like our motto shows we are supposed to be. Do better, stop acting childish, and vote no.
That's my baby.
Provide quality education to our students. This ought to include them. It is our obligation to join
I have to go to the bathroom. Can you hold it? You put it there?
Say what you will, but we all know that the intent of the flag observance policy is to shame, under, and erase the group of our fellow communities. Not welcoming, not safe, not loving, caring, or compassionate, indeed is mean-spirited and ugly. Our USD is better than this. Bloom, followed by Jeff Ogie, and then followed by Ella Keeney.
Gail Broom, Area 1, and I would like to discuss the three cards that I submitted. First being the library book policy, and I want to encourage the board to go ahead and pass this policy to help protect children from age inappropriate and sexually graphic books. And some people have been questioning, well, what are the criteria for obscene material? It is very well defined in the California Penal Code. It is against the law to distribute obscene material, and it's very restricted. It's not just video, it's not just photos, it also includes written material. So that is a criteria that you can use. Now, I was involved in critiquing many of the books. We found 9 books that had very sexually graphic material. 3 of them were actually found in middle schools. Actually, a total of 7 copies. And how they got in there, they weren't even recommended according to the review positions. Thank you.
You're done.
On the second subject, which is the curriculum books, I would also support that the board pass this policy as well for removal of and eliminate, but I would agree with everything in the proposal, with the exception that you need to be consistent between the 2 policies, between the library book and this policy. This one has the word pervasive pornography. Now, what that would potentially mean is that curriculum books could have even more sexually graphic material that doesn't reach the criteria of pervasiveness, but it would still allow even the most sexually graphic books to be able to be used for required reading in schools. So I would urge that you be consistent and remove that word pervasive pornography.
Yeah, it is.
And the third topic that I want to talk about was the flag policy. I do support this policy because it keeps the school districts and employees from promoting political and social agendas in the classroom. We need to keep the classrooms neutral. That might particularly flags and defend parents and students. Now let's realize that in the classroom, the consumers, the customers are the students and the parents. Okay? Now, if I have a secular job, very few private employers, and certainly the federal government bans this type of stuff. Ban these type of flags in the public workspace. The classroom and the teacher's desk is a public workspace. And we need to keep it very neutral and not be trying to...
Girl, I have COPD.
Between when the speakers are waiting for to do the next thing, if we can refrain from all that clapping, because it's hard for us to hear when they start talking. Thank you. Welcome, Jeff.
Is it on?
Yeah. Yes.
Volume? Is that okay, volume?
Yeah.
Jeff Bojic, District 2, 2 children, K through 12, in Redlands. Speaking on item 14, KOS and the flags and the book ban and the college policy. Thank you, school board, for your work, and thank you, staff, for managing. Just a moment ago, I thanked the board for the hard work they do. But regarding these issues, members Olson and Wilson are not working, but performing. And you, President Bentler, are performing with them. I say performing, because these issues have already been decided at the state level. Putting them on the agenda now to enact is to invite lawsuits the district is guaranteed to lose. My conservative family member used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The display.
You can continue.
The display and media materials policies function perfectly well for years. If you are conservative, it ain't broke. These members inventing these issues are hammers looking for imaginary nails. Thank you.
I'm Kaylin. I'm an upcoming 8th grader here in Redlands, and I would like to speak on the flag and ceremony policy. At my school, many of my teachers display pride flags in their classroom for one reason: to let all students know they are accepted. This gesture also has one effect: creating a safe place for all students, especially those who rarely find themselves in such. Never would the average student going on with your day see a pride flag as a political symbol, because it isn't. Studies such as the Trevor Project state that more than 1 in 10 LGBTQ+ children attempted suicide in the past year, and an astounding 50% of queer youth in the past year strive for mental health care and were not able to access it. Peace symbols such as the pride flag have absolutely no purpose to create safe places, which can make a huge difference for students who are unable to access mental health care.
Sitting here.